Welcome back to Death Metal Pug. I'm Pug Me the Horizon, broadcasting from the Death Metal Pug headquarters on the 666th floor of Tower B on the Death Metal Pug campus. I want to be a rock star when I grow up. The purpose of this is to have fun and talk about music. If for some reason we can help out your band, project, or business, please reach out to us at deathmetalpug@gmail.com. I'd like to thank Thomas Hockey for being on last week's episode. What have I been doing? It's summer, man, and I've just been like enjoying it and listening to tunes. I'm also picking out a new roof because sometimes life deals you lemons and you have to make Goetia aid. We'll talk about that band. Good stuff for sure. You know, when we go over something on our show here, it's because we think it's worth checking out, or we expected it to be something worth checking out, I guess I'll say. Bring Me the Horizon re-recorded and released Count Your Blessings, now with extra repentantness, July 10th, 2026. Do you know the band name comes from a Pirates of the Caribbean movie? I've asked myself that probably 10 times over the last 20 years, but never bothered to look it up until like 10 minutes ago. This has gotten a lot of attention. I like some Bring Me the Horizon albums, including this one. I'm not an OG millennial Bring Me the Horizon fan though. My favorite album of theirs, hands down, is the Umbrella album. It's like the core version of the Black album. Now, OG CYB, I did like. I'll stop trying to be cool moving forward. The old Count Your Blessings recording, it had for me like a nostalgic Black Dahlia Murder sound to it. I heard a lot of Darkest Hours, Hidden Hands on that album too, like a lot. My perception is it starts very Black Dahlia Murder, Hour, and then it kind of evolves as the album goes to like a deathcore-like as it moves along through the album again. I mean, come on, the opening of Stevie Wonder sounds exactly like Statutory Ape, right? The re-recording moves away from this like Darkest Hour sound, in my opinion. If you don't know, Bring Me the Horizon re-recorded the whole album and tacked on a new track at the end too. This is objectively better sounding, and the hype is real on this one. I think we were all a little worried Ollie wasn't going to be like as vicious, but this gets cleared up in the opening song, Pray for Plagues. You forget how vicious this album is. Standout track, Black and Blue, even from the past album, just rocks with screaming vocals over just like unhinged lyrics. Move. I will dance. I'm your grave. The guitars are loud and upfront in the mix, as they should be. The only song that gets a push on whether or not it's better than the original, I would say, is the album closer, Off the Hizzy. There was something that felt good about that 90s, early 2000s production that allowed that song to have like a good feel to it. But overall, just better than the original recording. Sounds great, keeps the energy high, like the original album. Tracks 1 through 5 are awesome. And also, like the OG, don't skip the song Medusa. That song stands out. Check out Bring Me the Horizon, Count Your Blessings, Repented. Final Resting Place release, Third World Tribunal, July 10th, 2026. Brutal death or brutal hardcore, however nuanced you want to make this. Deep sounding, tone knob turned down. 8 tracks, 7 songs, 27 minutes. I like the prior 2 EPs from FRP. I remember jamming the most recent one, that red one, a lot for about like a whole 3-week period last year, I think. That EP is slower and more methodical, I think, sounding than this one. It has like more blasts and more hurried vocals a lot of the time. Snares so tight it sounds like a block of wood. I think we can do the snare drum sound. I'm gonna try the bigger one. That's pretty good. They introduce this right out of the gate. Every snare hit is like a reverby bang in a giant open tile floored room. Guitars have riffs, but the tone and the down tuning mush it all together like mashed potatoes. Brutal Mashed Potatoes was the name of my college alt rock band. It has an intro, and then tracks 2 and 3 are kind of the same. The title track has a very poppy, crashy cymbals in it as well. A few stops with like one of those ting and then crashing down riffs. Songs built for live moshing, it sounds like to me. Centerpiece song, Reconstructing Avalon, is noteworthy for being long in the context of a Final Resting Place song, but features more tempo changes and variety. The vocals get a little wonky about 3/4 of the way through this one. I feel like he's messing with us a bit. It has like a sweet false ending to the song as well. I don't get the cover art unless they're trying to be bad on purpose. Sometimes I'm like, would this be better if the sound was cleaned up, but that might lose like the brutal sound. On the other hand, there's no way I could like play this by sound because it's just too messy and blurry. Check out Final Resting Place, Third World Tribunal. Speaking of brutal death metal, Devourment released a 3-song EP titled Pious Impiety, June 11th, 2026. I know the album title's words, I just don't use it much in real life. Why didn't we cover this last time? Now this is awesome. It sounds great. Riffs, growls, wall of discernible noise. Track 3 is the best. Advanced Stage Decomposition. That went right on my Mow the Lawn playlist. To me, this is the best sounding Devourment album, maybe ever. Only 3 tracks, so I'm not going to overdo it, but check out Devourment, Pious Impiety. Frog Mallet released Consumed by Frogs July 10th, 2026. This is a frog-themed slam metal band. What kind of idiot would go all in on an animal-themed project? Frog-themed metal band. That seemed like a joke we would roll out with, but it is true. I first ran across this band with the song Sang with Sousa Frog. Sang with Sousa Bog was featured on that song. Other guests on the album were Undeath and Body Snatcher, prompting me to check it out. Body Snatcher or Body Snatchers? So they obviously got a lot of friends. This Boston-based, intentionally frog-themed slam metal band formed in 2020. Guess the lockdown enabled people to pursue their weird projects. The 2021 album Dissection by Amphibian was the first album and the first one I heard. You have to have a weird spinoff nowadays to get noticed, I guess. Worth checking out their website, actually, frogmallet.com. The frog theme allows for fun merch and themed concerts. 2026 Consumed by Frogs continues the Calling All Friends theme with Guttural Slug, Butthole Sectomy, Trash Panda, and Creeping Death. 2 of those oddly named bands I've actually listened to. The other 2 I have not. It's slam. It is frog-themed slam. It's upfront about it, what it is, but some of the songs have more details than you'd expect, I'd say. It's not loaded with samples or anything like that. And for example, the 6-minute long song Overgrown Obscurity has some cool riffs in it, especially near the end. I probably won't return to this much, but it is a bit of fun when you're in the mood. Despite the irrelevant amphibian theme, it's not the most ignorant slam you'll run across this week. Check out Frog Mallet, Consumed by Frogs. I don't care what order we go. Boundaries released Yearning, the Unbeautiful After, July 17th, 2026. Unbeautiful is a good descriptor for this. Hardcore deathcore, but before you skip to the next video, let me explain. I first brushed this off as something I've heard before, but my producer was pretty persistent that he liked this thing. It is less riffs put together and more like rhythmic chugs and brutal patterns. It's also like they removed the bottom 4 strings of their guitar. Some interjected clean vocals that are welcomed at times, but sometimes could be like removed one less time during a song. it feels bleak. The 14 song, 47 minutes makes it feel a bit long due to the kind of sameness of the music, but there are brutal moments like the song Death Will Follow when the vocalist shouts, "There's no future," before 50 seconds of chugs, breakdowns to close out that song like a 50-story hotel collapsing. I like song 2, Skies Cast Amber Black, as well. Every word on that song is just drawn out in painful, brutal passion. The whole album is a chuggy post-apocalyptic face smash into the rocks on the edge of a cliff. When I listen to this, I feel like I want to give the vocalist a hug. I bet in real life they're just like fun-loving guys who like play simple pranks on one another. Break out the whoopee cushion and check out Boundaries, Yearning, the Unbeautiful After. Yeah, it's definitely all right. It's like definitely like a West Coast, very hoppy, punchy IPA, attenuated. But then, yeah, it's some of those like really modern, like impactful hops that kind of like have that really like sharp feel, like glossy sharp feel to them, kind of thing. It's pretty good. Sallow Moth release Hydrophilus Brood July 24th, 2026. Sallow Moth is an interesting band project densely layered death metal, non-linear song structures, brutal death metal influences, and every kind of music on planet Earth influences. This is extreme metal art, technical, death, jazzy, just tack on words here. You have to say progressive music when the stuff here is so wacky. Sallow Moth is from Dallas, Texas, formed in 2016 by multi-instrumentalist and vocalist Gary Brentz. Brentz is a morbid florist and has many projects as well. Big science fiction lyrical themes on its albums. We covered its last album, Mossborn Lantern, last year, so it's been quite productive. I think this one, H-Brood, I can really dig into it without it being too much of a chore. I'm not gonna like break this thing down, as you need about 3 months to digest a Sallow Moth album, and I've listened to it for 2 days now. But I will say this one is less weird overall. I think Artificial Brain might put us in the general reference point for this album, or more specifically, the second half of this album. Just be sure to make it to the song Arcane Benthemic Umbilicus. It's track 5. I feel like after track 4's interlude, the album kind of changes a bit from a less tech deathy to more like jazzy progressive. For whatever reason, I feel like I can listen to this album more than the ones in the past. Now again, 2 days listening, so you and I will continue to check out Sallow Moth, Hydrophilus Brood. In a move, I took a run at the Iron Maiden beer roadie position. Maiden had a contest to pour its Lagunitas Trooper IPA at 2 concerts, one in New Jersey and one in California. Beerroadie.com or something like that was the website. It's kind of a prize, but it's also a 1099 employment opportunity. I'm going to the Chicago concert anyways. This hits 2 things I love, Maiden and beer. The contest had been out for a few months, but I didn't read about it until like a couple days before the deadline, and it came to me from a spam email from Iron Maiden themselves about how it's just like 3 days before the deadline to enter, and I assume I missed it, but I slapped something together. I applied. The video had to be 30 seconds, and as you know from our videos, I'm verbose. The submitted 30-second video that we sent to Lagunitas Iron Maiden is in our shorts videos section of the channel, but today I'm going to show you the 60-second one. What is Bruce Dickinson's favorite part of Christmas morning? Running to the tree!
Revolutionary War Trooper. So when you're waiting for the red coat line, and when a red coat takes me in his sights, he pulls the trigger and I feel the blow. My blood runs fast in the winter snow.
I'm a BJCP certified beer judge. It's a thing, look it up. I'm a longtime Iron Maiden fan. Here's a tape to prove it. I know Lagunitas via the Chicagoland area where I reside. I can talk beer, metal, Maiden, and Lagunitas. Lagunitas IPA is a staple in Chicago. I've heard almost all the Iron Maiden albums. I'm over 40, so I hate hazy IPAs. Small town Midwest country boy who grew to see the country. I can still shake a hand and look someone in the eye when I speak with them. That camera? That camera? I once built an Iron Maiden Pinewood Derby car. My amazing family will support me in this. One of the finest moments of my life, holding an Iron Maiden beer, watching Iron Maiden play the song Iron Maiden from its album Iron Maiden. Up the irons. Cheers, fuckers. I did not win. Betty pointed out they probably wanted someone good looking and charismatic, and I said, thanks, hun. Worth mentioning, I wanted to slip in this band Growth. Yeah, just Growth. In January, it released Under the Under, and I just found out about it like a week ago or so. 6 songs, 49 minutes, modern metal Meshuggah worship. Rivers of Nile with better vocals. With more time, I think I'm gonna like this a lot. More curveballs than Johnny Schmidt's, but they know how to like get into a pocket or groove. I can't prove this now, but when I was listening to it, I was like, this isn't American. It's sung in English, and now I know it's an Australian band. I'm surprised this band hasn't come up before. Did you already know about this band Growth, or is it just me? Check out Under the Under. I just want to chime in here that energy drinks are bad. If you drink too many, you'll die. Get off of the energy drinks. It's a waste of money anyway. He's so preachy. Gonna do something extra special this time and showcase Jeremy's typo negative items. I'd venture to say Typo Negative was Jeremy's favorite band growing up. And I'm sure he's seen Typo many more times than me, but I saw them a bunch in the 90s. They opened for everyone back then. I'm pretty sure Jeremy was at that Typo Cradle of Filth concert video we discussed last year. These vintage items, I bet, are over 25 years old, are well worn, and the photos were taken recently. Thinking back to like 1994, it's hard to remember Jeremy without a Typo Negative shirt on. Jeremy shots! There's an extra special band we want to show you, and we're going to do it in a unique way. Hopefully this works out. Please go listen to Goetia. Goetia, Goetia, release Mortuary Cult, June 12th, 2026, but I just found out about this band. This might be the best, what was that, band that I've heard in a while. That's why I'm out here to yak about it with ya. I can make a dad joke if I want to. Before this debut full length, they had a few EPs. The self-titled debut EP dropped May 5th, 2023, and is an excellent, ripping little record. It's over before breakfast is done. Wish I would have eaten breakfast before this. Death thrash gets us close enough to describe it. This is not modern day super down-tuned guitar style band. It still sounds like a real band playing real instruments. I think old and new metal fans can enjoy this album. Sorry to be a homer, but this debut demo might be my favorite thing from them. It contains a self-titled song from the self-titled EP, Goetia. This EP is a collection of 5 great songs. Another highlight that breaks up the pace perfectly is the closer on it, Christ Shadow, with its 3-minute dark, ominous guitar intro. Not needed to be done with synths, but with twin layered guitars on each side of the headphones for a good experience. And good songwriting incorporates the riffs of the last 3 minutes back into it at warp speed. This thing is great. Boat is crooked. I know the drummer's in Blood Monolith, another DC-based band, but I'm not sure about the other members. EP number 2, Tomb Essence, came out September 30th, 2024 per Bandcamp. This EP with the wolf-clad cover is somehow faster and more vicious than the debut EP. Hard to believe pugs are descendants of wolves. The last song on the 4-song, 15-minute EP is Ripping Course, a cover of Song 2 from Creator's 1986 masterpiece, Pleasure to Kill. It's not just a Creator cover that makes us feel thrashier, it's a slightly higher pitched, raspy vocals, and a little dose of like extra fast riffs on this EP. This band somehow sounds modern but familiar at the same time. Overall album is good, but I find it a little less memorable than the debut EP. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Just kidding, I'm not going to read them anyway. EP number 3, Otherworldly Agency, is a ripper. Now it's really labeled as a single. It's 2 songs and a cover. The album opens in a very cool way, but no spoilers from me. First song, Crisis Apparition, comes out at full speed, slows to a beautiful, dark, haunted section before finishing up at full blast. On this EP, or reading info just prior to listening to this one, I discovered that this is a 3-piece, and I really noticed the drums standing out on this particular EP. The drums might be louder in the this is EP's like mix, or how it comes across. I think this is the drummer who looks like an 80s rocker or like transgender person when I saw them with the Blood Monolith back in like March. I shouldn't speculate on shit like that. This is a fast EP, 3 songs. The last one, a Venom cover, Don't Burn the Witch. They do a great job with that great song. You know, stuff in metal is about like burning witches or whatever. A lot, Carl, a lot. This Venom song is the most traditional song structure framework on any of the EPs, I'd say. This band doesn't work in normal song structures. The only flaw in that is like, sometimes you want a ripping section to kind of like come back around again on a song. They kind of do this with the standout opening track, Crisis Apparition, but don't miss that cut as it wraps itself back up at full speed. That Venom cover, man, was just like stuck in my head for like 2 days after hearing it. It is so good. Full-on great drumming on that cut, and Crisis Apparition especially. The blasts at the start are amazing. Crisis Apparition. Find this song. Final gasp. Back to the debut full-length Mortuary Cult. I know this came out last month, but I just found out about them, so thank you, Decibel. 10 tracks, 32 minutes on this thing. I haven't really spoke much to the theme of its music yet. Goetia is European magic practice focused on the invocation of spirits, often categorized as demons. Yes, I had to look that up. Themes are of a spooky nature a lot of times. Monsters, spells, vampires, I think, stuff like that. Some of the EPs had lyrics and some of them do not. Mortuary Cult, this full length, it breaks the EP's cover looks, opting for like an old horror movie poster kind of vibe with like the faded out demon in the cemetery look to it. Now this band doesn't layer in synths or spooky elements or wave its themes in a gaudy way at you. They just quickly death thrash through the tracks. I like how Goetia can be riffy. They know when the song needs the riffs and they deliver. The songs have a bite to them. Track 1 sets the mood with its intro, and then the next 3 songs tear out at full speed. This full length really lifts off for me on track 5, Corpse Candle, with feedback still ringing from the title track. Corpse Candle starts with an ominous bass tone blending into these creepy hammer-ons. This track just has like cool moments to it. If I had a corpse candle in this boat, we'd be crossing the river Styx. REI refused to carry the Corpse Candle kayak after its customers kept drifting into abandoned cemeteries. I just paddled past another kayaker who asked, "What brand of kayak is that?" And I said, "Corpse Candle." He paddled away much faster than I did. The track after Earth Inferno has a guitar-driven opening before speeding into riffs and vicious, fast vocals. What can be great about a 3-piece band is they never overdo the vocals. This track is a good example where the instruments do the talking. Maybe the best song on the album, Bestial Tomb, starts with a riff that just won't quit. These 3 songs in order here in the middle of this album are my favorite moments on this album so far. I want to emphasize they never dip into gothy territory on this album. It's never hokey and it's never like overdone or anything like that. No duds on this thing and it's over before you can even paddle around the lake. If Goetia were in a boat, they'd say, "Suck my wake." Paddle your ass over to Goetia's Mortuary Cult. Down by the witch. There's some turtles. If I want to, I want to. Not much in the way of shows attended the last, 6 weeks or so. Hit up a lot of stuff in the spring for sure. Visited Indiana Dunes National Park. We saw the Chicago NASCAR race. Should I pause so you can show clips and shit? Went to a Cubs game. Saw John Mulaney, the first comedian at Wrigley Field. It was great. David Letterman and Fred Armstead was there as well. Buddy Guy opened the show, so that's an artist. 89 years old and still smooth as butter on the guitar, like you will not even believe it. I've seen him before. He gets rolled out at all kind of like Chicago events and stuff. Last time was a few years back though at the Chicago street race is what I remember. That's it!